going on, everybody? It's your boy Armand, and listen, we are back for another video. Okay, and this video is going to be a little bit different because we're going to get into some things now. If you're a returning subscriber or follower, shout out to you. If you're on Facebook, share this live because I'm really talking to you guys on Facebook. Like, you know, I have my days where I'm talking to my YouTube people and I'm talking to my Facebook people. Here, for those people that's on YouTube, shout out to YouTube because you guys are still definitely very much so in on the conversation. But shout out to the people on Facebook. If you're able to, please start a watch party and share the video. All right, so I did want to kind of address a few things concerning this whole Muhlaysia Booker incident. Okay, so we all talked about this a couple of days ago. A lot of people had a lot of different emotions, and you know they felt different ways about the situation. We talked about the GoFundMe. We talked about a lot of different things, and so this is a live where you might get a little bit of old Armand, okay? Because that live that I didn't really have that much of opinion, and I didn't really do that much of my opinion because I knew that it would be taken out of context, and people would, automatically assume because I'm telling the story that somehow I was against trans people or whatever the case may be. And so I didn't really give that much of opinion. I let other people call in and give their opinion. However, people still seem to, feel some type of way about me doing my job, okay, number one, and then talking about it and having an objective opinion. So I'm here to say today, get ready, because now it's fuck you. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon. Because now I'm going to say what the fuck I really want to say. Because I don't give a damn who's offended. Yeah, I'm in that kind of mood, okay? And so share this and let the people know, because now I'm going to say what the fuck I feel like saying. And I don't give a fuck who feels any kind of way about it. Okay, so now that we're on the same page on what the fuck is about to go down, let's get into it. Oh. So, we're talking about this Muhlaysia Booker situation. Let's talk about from the fight. No, I wasn't there. This is still all alleged. Now, I do have several videos. A lot of these videos are already online. A lot of this is already public information. But what I find very funny is even bigger media sources have not really reported it in this way. But here's the thing: if we're going to talk about a story, well, before I go there, I want to go into, I'm not going to release any videos, any footages, because number one, I don't want it to discredit the fact that Muhlaysia was attacked, and I don't want it to dilute or downplay her death, because that's not what I'm here to do. I think it was a very unfortunate thing that has happened, and I don't wish death on anybody, and I definitely don't think, she should have been beaten the way that she's been beaten. And so the reason why I'm not going to pull up videos and pull up receipts, because I'm not here to tarnish what has happened to her, okay? Also, I do have videos of other people, but they don't want to really be involved in it either, because they don't want to, so whatever, privacy reasons, we're not putting that stuff out. Now, I want to first talk about the fight. Okay, now people called in. Listen, I did my show and I had people call in. Now there was a person here, and we're going to get her together. There was a person who called the show, and she seemed as though that she was there because she was at this press conference, and she called in very aggressive. Okay, And she was talking about this GoFundMe, and she was talking about all these different things in regards to Malaysia and how the fight and everything went down. She was saying there was a man who pulled a gun out of Malaysia, and there's this narrative that's going around that Malaysia was attacked for $200. While this is true, what people are not telling you is that she went over to the place where she got attacked to fight. Number one, she was going over there to fight. And also, if you looked at the video, I don't know if people have seen this video or not, but it obviously is on the internet because the video was watermarked. But there's a piece on that video where, she backed into the car. Now, this is the fight. And she's outside of the car talking like this. Like, mind you, it's niggas around. It's a guy that's clearly upset. It's females around. And then one of her female friends goes and tells her, yo, you need to calm down. There's people here with guns. These are not girls that you can fight. Like, these are real niggas here with guns. Chill out. Okay? Let's just put it all in perspective. Now, mind you, when the person called into the show, and this is why people, listen, we're not discrediting anything that has happened to this person, but if we're going to tell a story and we really want justice, that means we cannot be biased and we cannot speak in half truths. There's lessons to be learned in all of this. You cannot tell a story without telling the full story. So the person that was, defending Malaysia and saying that she, basically got attacked for $200, in your mind, you would think, okay, this is a trans woman who was just kind of maybe walking down the street, or she accidentally hit somebody, and because she was gay, she got attacked. Well, while that can be true, that is not, from the footage that I've seen, that's not how I feel like that whole thing happened. Okay, now, fast forward. So the friend is telling her, yo, chill. Like, there's people around here. There's a lot going on. You need to relax. You are way too hyped. Mind you, this is after she backed into the car after going to this area to go fight. Okay? Now, we got this information because a female called in and provided that information. Now, on another video where she was getting attacked, what people are not mentioning, which that video is definitely on Facebook because the person sent me the Facebook link, is for at least like 5 minutes of the video or whatever, you see Malaysia in the middle of the whole, there's a crowd, at this point, the whole block, literally the whole neighborhood. If this was the apartment complex, it's literally the whole apartment complex is outside in a big circle on all sides of the corner. I'm sure you guys see this. And you see Malaysia in the middle of all of these people, literally in the middle of all these people like this, talking like this. Mind you, now here's the thing. Trans people are different. So you have on this pink wig in the middle of the ghetto. You got on this spaghetti strap shirt, short shorts, pink wig, half on, half off. And you in the middle of the hood with a bunch of niggas, females, probably don't like gay people, whatever the case may be. You was there to fight. You in the middle of the shit. Listen, that's like going to a party, being late at night and the energy is not right, but you just hanging around a bunch of black people. That's like when a bunch of black people just getting together, you like, okay, hold on. Like, we got to move around because this is when fights break out, shit breaks out. But she was literally in the middle of the whole neighborhood, just standing there popping off, just talking. There's no way in hell I would have been in the middle. Now, then from the video, it was like a guy who offered another dude $200. Now, you could hear the guys going back and forth. Nobody wanted to necessarily fight her because she was gay. And most people think that, if you fight a gay person, you need to have gloves on, this, that, and the third, because gay people have diseases. So that was the whole narrative there. So they were acting as like nobody wanted to, fight her because, they didn't want to fight no punk unless they had gloves. Now, the dude ended up attacking her. And several people jumped in. So I did notice that that wasn't cool. But we also have to recognize the fact that you were standing in the middle of that shit, fucking egging some of those people on. It wasn't like she just got out the car and just got attacked. That's definitely not what happened. So I'm not sure if we all seen the same video, but my point is this. I'm saying this, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Let's not be very biased in our opinion. Let's not only tell bits and pieces of the story. Cuz now I'm going to give my opinion. Okay? So she was in the middle of that shit, popping off. And while there's no excuse to be attacked or jumped, there's also no rules in fighting. So I just want to put that out there. I just want to put all this stuff into context. Okay. So I want to discuss that. I also want to discuss um, some of these people, these different transgenders. I see them on their live streams saying that they don't want people that are not of their community speaking on it, which is one of the most backwards, non-logical statements I've ever heard in my life. Because for so long, transgender people want to be considered part of regular society, normal. So you want to be included in society with like everyone else, but then when you do something, you don't want everybody in society to have an opinion on your life. So which one is it? You can't be a part of society and feel like you're excluded. You're accepted in society where everybody has to accept you and respect you and give you all this love and attention. But then when you do something that may not be right or may have caused harm to yourself or put yourself in a situation where damage has been brought on to you, you don't want nobody to talk about it. That doesn't make any sense, beloved. That doesn't make any sense. That's really that's really dumb. That's very ignorant. Two, that's like saying because you're transgender, then you can't talk about anything else. Don't have an opinion on anything outside of transgender. That's basically what you guys are saying to me. Because I'm not transgender, don't have an opinion. So that's like me saying, okay, well, girl, you don't have an opinion on anything outside of anything transgender. Anything that's not transgender, girl, don't talk about it because you don't live that lifestyle. How real is that? That's not real. You know how many marches and people will be up in arms? Transgender rights, transgender rights. Okay. So if it's good for you, it's good for me. And it's good for everybody to have an opinion on. The fact of the matter is, so many of these transgender advocates and allies, they're on their fucking Instagrams going live, pretending to be allies and ain't doing a goddamn thing for their own people. Now let's get into it because this is not necessarily about Muhlaysia. This is about y'all sitting up there talking about it and having these opinions and ain't doing shit. You know, that person called onto my show and she was making it seem as though she was so there for Muhlaysia, this, that, and the third, because she was at the press conference and Muhlaysia should have gotten this GoFundMe and this, that, and the third. My whole thing is this, and how how Muhlaysia didn't have any money because these other girlfriends had to buy her food and do this, that, and give her shelter. But she never once said what the fuck she did. She never said she sent her any money. She never said she gave her any food. She never said that she offered her to live with her. So my thing is this, while you telling everybody else what they need to be doing, what they should have done, how they missed the mark, and you talking about you was at this press conference, and you talking about how all these other how you heard that these other transgenders were having to give her money because she couldn't eat. Where was your offering? Now you're going back you're on everybody's live talking like you was just there. Sis, you weren't even there. You didn't discuss any money that you gave. How many times did you offer to redo Malaysia's resume? How many times did you sit her down and as an elder in the community and let her know the pros and cons of her lifestyle? Many of these elders don't. And then I watch another. You got trannies in New York. You got trannies all over. They doing all this discussion even about me. And my whole thing is this: these hoes is discussing me while they sitting at their desk at their job. And so you gotta. And this is what I want you all to do. This is what you, if y'all, if, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to listen really, 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 really closely because I'm gonna give y'all the game. Never trust a bitch that's gonna try to keep you low while they go high. I never trust a bitch telling you, you got to do what you have to do. We have to hold while they sitting at their desk. But you ain't out there hoeing. You at your office. So why are you telling other girls that this is what you have to do? That's not what you have to do. And this is why, unfortunately, transgenders will continue to be murdered and continue to die because they follow other transgenders who enable them and let them feel like escorting and sex working is what they're supposed to do. I think one of them was like, yeah, she just was out there trying to suck a dick and get her coin. Why did she have to die? Bitch, how stupid do you sound? Yeah, she was just out there trying to suck a dick. She didn't deserve to die. Well, she definitely shouldn't have been out there sucking a dick while you at your job. These girls, I never understand. I never understand these girls can they can fly far, near, wide, do credit card scams, all these different things to get to a ball, to get these clothes, to throw these events, whatever the case may be. If you guys felt like she should have been relocated, I mean, in these houses, in these families, not even these families, all these advocates, why didn't you book sis a ticket and fly her down to where you are? No, nobody did that. No, nobody did that. But what they will do is say is, you have to do what you had to do. And she had to escort. She had to prostitute. That's the wrong advice to give. That's the wrong advice to give. And as long as they want to take that advice, these situations like this will continue to happen. And you'll continue to say, rest in peace. A lot of people think that I don't care. It's not that I don't care, but I have to give an objective opinion. I want to let you guys know this. When I did that live Tuesday night, I don't know Malaysia, but when I did that live, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday, whatever day that was. Yesterday, I know I was pretty much done. I couldn't even do my work. I didn't get paid for that live. People talking about you doing it for clout. I don't need clout. I do this. I don't need clout. Okay, let's be very clear about that. I'm not doing it for the clout. I'm doing it because I really actually do genuinely care. But because I'm not over here kissing ass and saying, you know what, Malaysia just was attacked for no reason, and she was hoeing, she was just out there sucking dick, everything should be okay. No, I'm not going to do that. That's never going to be my energy because I don't do that to my friends. I do care. But when I did that live, it really took a lot of energy out of me to where I didn't even want to talk on the phone. I didn't even do videos on my regular blog until later, threw something together. My energy was very, very low. My spirit was very, very low because when I do those kind of topics, I don't like doing those kind of topics. I hate doing death topics and transgender topics in this manner. I don't like doing them, but I feel like I have to. And I woke up with this on my mind. I was frustrated with it yesterday because the delusion, the denial, and in the headspace that most of these people, a lot of these people in the community, I'm talking the LGBT community, specifically the trans community, the delusion and the false realities that these people live in is beyond me. It's almost as though, and I called into a show and I was talking about the situation. And the host, he's new. He was kind of trying to, pull things together. So I understand he had to do what he had to do. And he didn't understand probably what I come with because a lot of people on Facebook don't really like me or they don't like my opinion. And I'm okay with that. They don't pay my bills. They don't support my shit. They don't buy my shit. They don't donate to my shit. So I really don't give a damn how they feel. I'm still gonna give my opinion. Get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, and this, so I was on the show, and the bigger conversation that I was trying to have was, which he kind of moved past it. He said it's kind of like he said it in a way like it was kind of neither here nor there, but it was very much relevant to the topic. And the topic was actually these girls wanting to escort or having to escort or having to be prostitutes. And in my mind, what I was saying was, you don't have to escort. That's an excuse. You know, when you set up your ad on Craigslist or Backpage, I think they took that shit down. I'm not sure. But there's websites where you can, they got arrows and all these different websites where, you can book prostitutes or you can set up your ads and you can do all these things to go out and meet men. And a lot of transgenders don't have 9-to-5s. Some of them do. Shout out to the ones that's working girls, but a lot of them don't. But just like how to post your ad, listen, as long as you have an iPhone, love, you can make some money. Instead of maybe posting an ad, maybe you learn, they're very creative people. Maybe you learn how to build your own kind of website, or they got OnlyFans pages. They got so many different ways that you can make money now off of the internet from just simply having a smartphone. Now, people didn't want to hear that. That was too much for people to take in when I was saying, listen, you can just start to try to slowly build a business from your smartphone. I mean, you're doing it now, but there's other ways to do it. But you know what? People are lazy. People are lazy, and people want an excuse to blame others for their shortcomings. And that's just what it is. And then a lot of their mentors and a lot of their gay family members are enablers. There's a lot of these transgender advocates out here that are complete enablers. And they're so funny, they're enablers. Meanwhile, they go and work at a 9-to-5 damn job and they still telling you to go home. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? And they talking about she had to do what she had to do. This is what I said. Listen, you got gay. The issue is people are upset with the nonprofit organization blaming them, saying that if she would have had the $10,000 GoFundMe, then she wouldn't have went to go out and prostitute. If Dallas police would have given her shelter, she probably wouldn't have died and been able to go and prostitute. Here's the thing. A person is going to do what they want to do. She wanted to go out there that night. But if we're going to blame somebody, let's blame her friends. Let's blame the friends that dropped her ass off. Let's blame the friends that did. Let's blame let's blame you, the one that was at the press conference, for never sitting her ass down and explaining to her that this is not the lifestyle you want to lead. Let's blame you for saying, girl, you know what? You've been through a lot. Since they're not giving you food, because you've been told that they're not giving her food and they're not giving her shelter, let's blame you because you didn't offer your shelter. You didn't offer her your couch. Let's do that. While you going around talking about everybody else, like you was so there, and nobody else should speak on it. What did you advocates do to try to avoid the situation? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Now you're sitting online running your mouth, making excuses for a lifestyle that caused the death. That's bullshit. Half of you people on there just talk, and don't do shit. You guys sit up there and don't do a damn thing. But you the first one on there talking about, yeah, I was the one at the press conference. Big whoop-de fucking do, bitch. Were you the first one telling her, listen, girl, from this point on, we need to slow down? Were you there saying, listen, girl, I don't know what we got to do, but let's try to get you a resume together, love? Like, you know what? I know the girls don't think it's fab to work at fast food, but listen, you know what? I don't care if you got to get a job at McDonald's. It's a start. It's a start. Why nobody have those conversations? Why is it so easy for y'all to say she just want to go suck a dick? She had to do it. It was so hard. That's that victim mentality. And that shit, you always going to be in the situation that you're going to be in life. That's victim mentality. And and listen, here's the thing. If you want to succeed in the real world in life, you got to understand. First of all, you black. Strike number one. We're going to break this down. You're a man at one point. Strike number two, black man. Then you're gay. Let's start to branch off. So now you're black, born male, and gay. Let's take it a step further. Then you're transgender. So now on top of transgender, some of them look like real women. So now you're black. You've had the struggle of being black, had the struggle of being a male, had the struggle of being gay. Now you have the struggle of being a woman, and you have the struggle of being transgender. There's a lot of fucking variables to this. And as much as you want to pretend, as much as you guys would like to be normal, you're not normal. Just like black men, like myself, as much as we want equality as a black gay man, it's not there. We're not going to get equality. We're not going to get total equality. Just like women, whether you're black, white, whatever. We want total equality. Women fight daily for equality. But this is still, quote unquote, a man's world. So I'm saying those things to say you cannot let the ways of the world and the inequalities of it all slow you down from being the best you that you can be. I'm not going to let the fact that I'm black, gay, and male slow me down. You cannot let the fact, you can't let you being a woman be an excuse. You cannot let you being trans be an excuse. Because guess what? It's always going to resort into this victim mentality. And to be quite frank with you, nobody gives a damn because everybody has issues. So I challenge you allies, you trans allies with these voices and these damn opinions. Why not at the next event? Why don't I ever hear about motherfuckers throwing a career builder workshop? There's all these grants and everybody can get all this money together. Everybody works at a damn nonprofit. Everybody works at a fucking nonprofit. Why are we not promoting career building workshops, resume builders for transgenders? Why are we talking about that? Why are we justifying it saying she just wanted to go suck a dick? What's wrong with that? She had to do what she had to do. That's some bullshit. And it's people like you and others that are enablers and that are going to keep enabling those other trans women who are not mentally strong enough or who don't want to live outside of their normal. They're going to keep doing the same thing. And inevitably, guess what's going to happen? They're going to keep being in the same predicament. Because of the reality of the situation is I just had to take a break and I'm reading some of the comments. And people are saying sucking dick or not, no one deserves to die. This is where you guys okay, so I'm not going to get frustrated because this is where, and I'm learning, see, this is where I'm learning to talk. But see, I can't read every comments because sometimes it comes like talking to a brick wall. And I understand that people are going to hear what they want to hear. I never said anybody deserves to die. But what I am saying is, if you put yourself in a situation, first of all, if you're out at 1 o'clock in the morning and you escorting, only thing that's out at that time is sex, drugs, and crime. Okay, so you put yourself in a high risk position in the first place by being out there, so you know that that comes with the lifestyle. That's just like a person when you go and have sex. Okay, let's say a gay man. If I go and have sex, right, and I choose to have unprotected sex, and someone gives me HIV, and maybe they knew and they didn't tell me, I would be upset. I would be pissed, but I would have to get over it because I made the conscious decision to have unprotected sex. So while yes, I would be frustrated by, I would be devastated by contracting a virus, I cannot put all the blame on the person for not telling me that they had a virus because I chose to have unprotected sex. So yes, that's just like being a drug dealer and getting killed. Did the drug dealer deserve to necessarily die? No. But you understand in the drug game, you could die. In the prostitution game, you can die. It just comes with the business. And let's be very clear, Malaysia was very well aware of that. That's why she said when she was offered the blade, she told her friend, listen, I don't want the blade. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. This is what she said, allegedly. So we just cut the. I'm not saying that, again, I'm not saying that anyone deserves to die, but I'm also saying the bigger conversation is we have to understand this whole thing needs to be a lesson. In the grand scheme of things, this needs to be a lesson. On top of the fact she had just gotten jumped, then you're back on the stroll. Not to mention, 3 days before her death, she is calling this girl's phone. Not that this is an excuse, but I just want to put this in perspective for you. She's calling this girl's phone, harassing this girl, saying that the girl's man ain't going to be shit, like threatening the girl and the girl's man. Okay, so it didn't seem like she was really fearing of anything. So it's really felt like she was back on her shit. So I say that to say, listen, if you want to be safe, you gotta be smarter. You can't, and when it's your time, it's your time. But if there's something that you can do to try to prevent it, there's no way in hell that she should have been on the block. Now I'm giving my opinion. I don't really give a damn what people feel. I'm giving my opinion. I don't think that she should have been on the block, and I don't think that it's necessarily Abounding Prosperity's fault. I don't think it's Dallas Police fault. If we're gonna, I think it's a mixture of wrong place, wrong time, her fault, and the friends that were around her's fault. That's how I feel. Could this have been prevented? I'm not sure that it could have been prevented because it seems like the kind of person that we were with was a little bit stubborn, according to her friend. So it seemed like that she was going to be out there anyway. But I just can't get with the whole blaming everybody else and then trans people feeling like if you're not trans, you shouldn't speak on. That's very ignorant. Like anybody that says that is not educated at all. Like how do you expect to be a part of society but you want to be included in society, but you don't want society to include you when it's not in your favor. That doesn't make sense. Everything you do is not right because you're trans. Everybody, just because you're trans don't mean that you get a pass to do shit. This part is not about Malaysia. Malaysia is the catalyst of the conversation because so many conversations have sparked off of this one story. I love my community. I go to bat for my community all the time. But at the end of the day, right is wrong and right is right. Wrong is wrong and right is right. So there's a lot of people that have their opinion and feel the way that they feel. Personally, One of the young ladies, she was upset because I had to mute her. I did mute her, and I will mute you again if you call into my show, because she called into the show. First of all, she called in very, very aggressive, very, very angry, as a way that she was telling me off. You're not checking me. You're not telling me off. You can speak your piece, but you're not checking me about anything. And so, yes, you did get put on mute, and you will get put on mute again because I let you talk. And then when I went to go and talk, you thought you were going to interject because you thought that you were going to check me. And really, the only thing that you need to check is yourself, because the only thing you've been doing for the last few days has been running your goddamn mouth, but ain't been spending no money and ain't mentored a damn thing. You think because you was at a prep rally that you did something. You're over on going from live to live and show to show, talking about things and how people should have given money and this, that, and the third, and how other people had to give money. Well, what did you do? Let's talk about what you did besides going on live to live talking about what everybody else didn't do. Because the only thing I heard that you do was justify why she was out hoeing, allegedly. I wait. I wait. Because so many of these people have all these opinions. Don't speak on us. Don't do this. Help us, though. Help us. Help the trans community, but don't have an opinion on the trans community. Help them, support them, but don't have an opinion. But let's make sure trans people are in the community. Let's help them initiate. Let's initiate them into society as normal people, but don't talk about them. But trans people, they can have opinion on anything that they want to have an opinion on. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make any damn sense. That's not even logical. No, the issue is trans people don't want to be called out on the bullshit that they do sometimes. Trans people don't want to be called out on the fact that, listen, you don't have to escort. That's at this point now, this is a choice. I know too many trans girls that have jobs and careers, six-figure careers. Some of the trans girls telling girls, this is what boggles my mind. You got trans advocates going on live discussing me while they at work. You at work. And you justifying for another trans girl to be a prostitute. You're okaying another transgender girl to prostitute. You're making it an excuse, and they're looking up to you. They're not looking at me because they don't like me, because they feel as though I don't understand them, and I'm not telling them what they want to hear. So people, when you don't tell people what they want to hear and they feel like they're not in a position to do exactly what it is that they need to do, they'll shun you out, they'll stop listening, they'll tune you out because they don't feel like they feel like you're not pushing them towards the direction that they want. So they're going to listen to these other influencers and people that are saying what they like to hear. And what they like to hear is, it's hard for you. It's hard. You have to do what you have to do. And guess what? They go and have that reprobated mind, and they go back to their homes, their community, and their friends, and they go and sit on that, and they say, you know what? It's hard for me. It is hard. I have to go out here and do this. I do. It is harder to be trans. Life is harder to be trans. Life is hard. We understand it is hard, but when is somebody going to say life is still good and you can prevail and you can be better, you can grow? But and then nobody thinks that same woman that's telling you life is hard and you should and you have to do what you have to do and we all have to do what we have to do, that bitch is sitting at a fucking desk. That hoe is not telling you that shit from the whole stroll. This bitch is telling you that shit while she's sitting at work. Come on, people, wake up. Wake up. The delusion is freaking crazy to me. Like, I cannot understand the logic, the delusion. Like, what? How you gonna tell me that, I got a hoe and you understand why I'm hoeing while you at work? I don't understand that. So, like I said, I don't know. I took this like this weighed really, really, really heavy on my spirit. Like I told you Tuesday, like I tried to move on from it, but like I felt like my message was getting lost, and I'm very passionate about this situation because like I really do love my community. Whether my community sees it or not, I really don't give a damn. Because quite frankly, people are actually surprised how hard I go for the community, given the fact that and, then the thing was this: one of the ladies was like, "Yeah, he let a cisgendered woman get on there and talk about her, and he just let a cis woman go and spill the tea." Listen, let me tell you something. All straight women are not evil, okay? And I can say that from personal experience. Straight women are some of my biggest supporters. I can't tell you what trans person has supported. I don't have a large group of trans supporters, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. um LGBT gay people, they don't support, they don't buy your shit. Gay people do not support. Gay people will rather look at you, see what you're doing, and hate on you. Women will actually support you. They donate, they buy, they encourage. But I'm saying this to say, even in all that, I still go to bat for my community. But I'm not going to sit here on my platform and pretend like things are not happening. There's no way in hell that lady should have called into my show. You telling the story about how in Malaysia got jumped into in this fight, but you left out the fact that because I didn't know why she was there. I was under the impression that Malaysia was in her apartment complex and accidentally backed into a guy, and the guy noticed that she was trans and attacked her. But that wasn't how the story. That really wasn't the real story. The real story was her ass went over there to fight in the middle of the motherfucking hood, backed into a car, and was still popping shit. But you see, when they tell the story, they don't tell the full story. And that's what I'm saying. Like, girl, listen, it still not doesn't give you a right to be brutally beaten or murdered. But when you tell stories of things, in order for us to get closure, in order for us to learn the lesson, we have to understand the full story so we can learn what happened from A to B. Now, I'm going to open up the call lines. Now, listen, if we start getting disrespectful, you will go on mute. You can say what you have to say. I'm probably not gonna do a lot of back and forth because I like I said, this is y'all getting old, Armand. Like I do feel like there's gonna be a lot of delusion coming through these phone lines. I'm going to not argue. I'm not here to argue. I don't care to argue. We can have an educated conversation, a logical conversation. We can use critical thinking. But if we're not going to do that, then I will. Today is the day that people will get hung up on. Just want to make that very clear. The call in number is 563 999 3658. 786-1218. You're live on the air.
Hi, Aman. I just wanted to call you and tell you I am a trans and I do support you. And I believe, I believe in everything you say and everything, the way you run your platform. This is what I want to say. I didn't appreciate everybody getting on that live last night and bashing you when you only came in with an opinion just like everybody else. This is my thing. For the GoFundMe, Why would you open a GoFundMe and it doesn't benefit her and move her in a hotel room? That's still that tranny lifestyle. I'm just saying, just my opinion. I feel like if they was going to do anything, they should have relocated her out of there. And when she went to that press conference, she should have said right then and there on that larger platform, on that media platform, that she want to get out of there and she wants a job. You would have had people giving her job offers. And then and again, she could have sat down and send out emails and stuff to different news organizations to interview her and show how hard it is for trans people to actually work. But the reason she couldn't do all that, because she's 23 years old, she's young, she's immature,
Right.
she don't know no better. These girls get mad because they look up, these role models they look up to don't encourage these girls to get out here and do the right thing. All they try to worry about is being catty and who's the prettiest and who's the fishiest. It's not about that.
Well, let's talk about this real quick. I'm glad that you respected my opinion on there. There was a few trans girls when I was on Trey's live that had my back. But now here's what I'll say about the GoFundMe, because it's turning out a lot of people, because I just thought the GoFundMe I thought it was going to be done once the money was returned. Now here's the thing: I'm not sure if Kirk has spoken out about it. He called me. I wasn't able to talk because I'm busy. I called him back. He didn't respond. So we have to move on. But here's the thing: I think that if he hasn't made a statement, he definitely needs to make a statement, because it's too much conversation going around with this GoFundMe with a lot of people that don't have the answers. So what he needs to do, he needs to come on somebody's platform, or he needs to go on his platform, and he needs to break it down and make a public statement.
You're right.
And the reason why, and I'm just going to say it, and he knows that I've said this. He knows that how I feel about the situation. We have a good relationship. I respect Kurt, but I have to call it like I see it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. People feel like there's something going on with the GoFundMe. So if there's really nothing going on with the money, if there was not an ulterior plan with the money for the GoFundMe, there needs to be somebody that releases the information on the strategy of where that money was going to go. Unfortunately, people, although Kirk is very prominent and very much so necessary in the Dallas community, because he really funds a lot of shit out there. He is like the heart of the community out there, literally. A lot of people, unfortunately, they smile in his face, but they don't totally trust him, because he has had a past that he doesn't hide from his past, but he has had a past of, different incidences when it's come to money. So people feel like, things have not been right. But this is why he needs to make a statement. It doesn't need to be people that know him. It doesn't need to be interns or anybody. It needs to be him. He needs to come out and he needs to say something, so all that can be laid to rest, because people are still feeling uneasy about it. They were saying that there was supposed to be a house that was getting built for her, but the house was supposed to be getting built over 6 months ago. So where's the house? This, that, and the third. These are all details that I don't know, and I really don't want to dive too far into, what this man is doing with his money and his organization, because I don't know the ins and outs of a nonprofit. But what I do know is, if she should have gotten, okay, I'll say this. What I did not like, because I was on that live, and Trey did say that he knows that she was getting everything that she asked for. Now, I personally don't feel as though she should have had to ask for anything. What should have happened was they should have talked about the amount, and it should have been broken out into X amount. Okay, here's the plan. You're going to get paid X amount of dollars on this day until it is gone. And we're going to take X amount of dollars and do this with it. And this is what's left, and this is how we're going to distribute out your money. She shouldn't have to have called and asked for things if that did happen. Now, someone close to the source said that she got everything that she asked for. Well, I personally don't feel like she should have had to call and ask for a motherfucking thing. All right. Take another call. Private caller, you're live on the air. Yes.
Hi, Armand. I actually, want to send condolences out to the family and everyone going through, the situation. But it is at times, it's really real when you bring up truth. You know what I'm saying? They say the truth shall set you free, but in all honesty, that shit just might hurt first. And when you try to point people in a different direction to have a different mindset, a lot of times, people do want to just stick with the status quo because that's the easy route. And everything that you said is the truth. If the advocates are not
Hmm.
advocating for change and for something better, you know what I mean? It's all about your mindset. And just for you to say, to have a better
Hmm.
outlook on your life. There's so many other opportunities. So, what other avenue could be taken? I mean, that's not something that people should look at as negative,
Hmm.
or you know that's honestly how they should be looking at it. Because if you just happen to change someone's mindset to think about, no, I don't have to go into that as an option, how many other options can open
Right.
up? You know what I mean? So I definitely don't understand where people are, so gung ho
Having to
about
escort.
having a problem with you
Yeah.
actually mentioning
Thank
it.
you, Mishi. We got to take
Right.
some more calls because there's a
You
lot of
know,
people. Because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. I love you.
definitely. I just had to say,
Bye.
love you.
All
Love you
right.
too. Bye
Let's take
bye.
another caller. Area code 202-3183. You're live on the air.
What's up, Armand? I just want to say that last caller was very, very articulate. I was feeling what she was saying, and I just want to say, be
Thank you.
original, be original, be original,
Thank
bitch.
you.
What's going
Thank
on?
you. Okay. 912-0707. You're live on the air. Yes.
Hey, can you hear me? Okay, I just wanted to say that what you said a while ago was really, it made a lot of sense because I used to be in that lifestyle, and what you said made a lot of sense because she did choose, when you're in that lifestyle, you choose to be out there. You don't have to be out there doing that kind of stuff. And by her being out there, it makes it even worse on her case because now it's going to be harder to find out who did it because you was out there. So now these people might not even try to take the time to find out what happened because how you
Right.
was living your life. So really, when you out there and you doing that kind of lifestyle, it's really on you. You choose to be out there. I was out there and I finally came back and decided to get a job and stuff like that. And a lot of them folks, they just don't like to work. That's why they
Absolutely.
be
They
out there
don't
like
like
that.
to
They just
work.
don't
They
like to work.
don't
And
like to
I
work.
still don't.
And listen, let's just be real. Let's be real. In that lifestyle, when you're, especially when you're 23, like I've been there, but I've never escorted. Somebody was like, yeah, Armand, he's done his thing. No, everybody has not hold. And I told you guys my story. I was homeless in Atlanta, but this is not even about me because I'm a little bit different. But at the end of the day, you don't have to do that. But a lot of people in that lifestyle is very fast. So you like to get high, smoke your weed, steal your stuff, look cute, get your new haircut, get your hair done, get your weed. You know what I mean? It's very, hurry up, quick money. It's just like what a straight guy would do selling drugs. You get what I'm? It's not okay. And most people say, "Oh, well, black men, those people that make excuses for black men, they had it hard, so they got to sell drugs." No, you're not going to go tell black men, "Yes, go sell drugs." So you shouldn't tell transgenders, "Yes, girl, life is hard. Go sell your butt." You get what I'm saying? Like that's not what we go tell each
Right.
other.
And a lot of them, it's just sad. I'm just glad that I got out of that lifestyle, and I still don't like to work to this day. But you can find you a man. You know what I'm saying? Let him take care of the house, and you sit your ass at home, and you ain't got to do that. I mean, there's so many options. Or you can, find you a little job, go to work. Hell, that's all you got to do.
Yes, a lot of people are lazy. They don't like to work and they don't want to take the time. And a lot of their friends don't want to do it. It's just easier to go drop her off at the stroll because it's more comfortable. It's what we do. And you know what? As long as you keep doing that, things like this will continue to happen. Period. We're in 2019. The
And the
excuses
friends
of not being able to find a job is the bullshit.
the friends wasn't gonna be able to stop her anyway because my friends they always tried to stop me, but it was always fast money, so I always kept going back to it. Nobody was not gonna be able to stop me. It was gonna have to be myself to do it. So that was going to happen to her anyways because that's what she wanted to do.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Okay. I told y'all, listen, I'm not sparing my feelings, my opinions no more. I really don't give a damn. Like people are gonna feel what they want to feel. I see the people on Facebook, they feel some type of way, they light it up. But those people that are doing that, those are the enablers that I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. She had to go prostitute. She had to know the fuck she did not have to go do that, okay? And if you guys keep putting that information out there, you keep putting that into the universe. A lot of you guys claim to be very religious. There's power in the tongue. So if you do believe in God, do you realize you speak those things to existence? You do speak that into your psyche. When you start speaking things, you start to internalize them and then you believe them. That's called manifestation. So then some of you guys actually manifest your own destiny and not in a good way. Instead of speaking, I have to do what I have to do, that to me now, that I have to do what I have to do sounds like a motherfucking excuse because it comes down from generation to generation to generation to generation, and it really ain't helping. So let's change the way we have to do what we have to do. And let's speak life. Let's speak positivity. Let's say, you know what? I am better than my oppressor. I can overcome. I will be successful. Even in the midst of you doing what you have to do, speak life. If you don't have friends that's speaking life into you, if you don't have friends that's telling you, girl, this is not cool, those don't need to be your friends. If you following YouTubers, Facebook personalities, and they telling you, yeah, girl, you just had to suck dick. It's okay. We all had to do it. Unfollow that bitch right now. That bitch ain't got nothing for you because that bitch, the same bitch that's telling you that you have to go suck a dick, she's sitting at her desk. She ain't sucking no dick. She on live. She on live while you out there sucking a dick and she at work. Don't listen to that bitch. That bitch ain't there. She ain't there for you, girl. Trust me. You might not like me. That's fine. I'm gonna tell you the truth though, girl. Don't listen to a bitch that's telling you you got to do what you got to do while they sitting at their desk. Think about it. If that was the case, why ain't everybody out there hoeing? Everybody ain't doing it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Have her explain that one. Please. Now, I'm telling you, you got like this is just tough love. But you got to start speaking life into yourself. You got to start speaking life. I understand life is hard. Life is hard for a lot of different people. Everybody have different struggles, but you guys got to understand there are some people out here because this is not even Malaysia is like I said, Malaysia is the catalyst. But us as a people, just in general, we are going to face different things. There's people that, have done small things and now they have a record. They have a felony over something stupid and they feel like they can't get a job. Their life is doomed. The easy thing is to result into scamming and selling drugs. And you know what? Sometimes you do have to do what you have to do, but you don't have to stay in it. You don't have to stay in it. And I think that's all I'm trying to get across, people, is this. If you want to start to lessen the deaths and things like that, well, we have to start speaking life and we have to start being smarter and telling our friends, listen, girl, I don't think this is a good idea. I know you feel like you have to do what you have to do, but you know what? How about this night? You just come stay with me. I got you tonight. You know what I'm saying? Start small. You know what, girl? While we kick in and we talking about the boys and we doing this, girl, when's the last time you updated your resume? Oh, girl, let's go over that. Oh, you don't know how to do it? I don't really know how to do it either. But we got the internet, so let's look it up. Let's use our resources. Let's go the extra mile. You can't be lazy. Life is not fair. You have to go get it. Nothing is going to fall in your lap. You have to make time for you. You have to become a priority. Let's take another caller. 864-8478. You're live on the air. Yes, what's going on, boo?
Oh my God, I am so glad to talk to you. Oh my
Yes.
God.
What's going on?
Honey, well, before I get started on my bullshit, I just want to say God bless the dead.
Okay.
God bless the dead. But honey, this some bullshit. And you hit the nail right on the head. You hit the nail right on the head. Not only with transgenders, but just black people in general. We have a tendency to sweep shit under the rug. We really do. And I
Me
just have a
too.
problem with that. I have a really, really big problem. I have a really big problem with that. And it's just, when did selling pussy and selling ass become a trend? When is that okay? That's not okay. That's not okay. And the other day when I listened to the show, I heard the one caller come in and say, well, if she had food in her refrigerator, then she wouldn't have to be out there selling ass.
Right.
Get the fuck out of
Wait,
here.
hold on. And that same caller, and then that same caller gonna tell me, don't worry about if she was out there selling ass. Don't worry about why she had to do it. Sometimes we gotta do. No, motherfucker, that's the conversation. Why the fuck do we keep going past?
No.
That's the reason why she ain't here. You stupid motherfuckers. You stupid motherfuckers.
Exactly. Exactly. I have a problem with anybody feeling like it's okay to sell pussy and sell ass. Cardi B might talk about it in a few records or whatever. Lil Kim, it sounds good in a song, but in real life, in real motherfucking life, what the fuck did that shit get you? Where does it get you? Nowhere. It gets you motherfucking nowhere. Now, I will say her catching a bullet, that shit wasn't cool. That shit was not okay. I feel really bad about that. Nobody should be killed. Nobody should be killed, especially in that manner. That was very sad. But she out there selling ass. She out there selling ass. I mean, there's dangers that come with that situation. Now, I do recall watching a lot of T.S. Madison shows, and she is a little bit older. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about T.S. Madison. Let's talk about T.S. Madison. Let's talk about T.S. Madison. Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about the T.S. Madison situation for a minute. I think she briefly covered it. I don't really know. I don't really watch her that much. But but what I will say, but you notice T.S. Madison was still able to turn okay, so she never hid the fact that she was a whore and an escort. But one thing I really don't. I'm not too fond of her. But at the end of the day, I will say this. I will say that I can respect that lady got a fucking nice ass house. She was able to turn a business on the internet, making thousands of dollars. You get what I'm saying? Who knows how much? Like, she's really built a business. And then she started the business doing sex work. So this is all, and she did this way before the internet is what it is today. So could you imagine a girl that's younger, slightly prettier, a little bit more charismatic? Listen, trans is in. Let's be very clear. Trans is definitely in if it's done right. It's definitely in. So you can make money on the internet, even selling sex.
Exactly.
Nobody want to talk about that.
But my thing is, she's a
little bit
older. Nobody want to talk about it. But see, the thing about it is, back in the early 2000s and prior, to that situation, I can understand people feeling like they can't get jobs, and that's the reason why they had to go into the sex work, into sex industry. I understand that. But it's 2019, bitch. When I go to Subway, I go to Pizza Hut, I go here, I go there, I see transgender women all the time. All the time. There is no excuse, you being an adult, that you don't have food in your motherfucking refrigerator. Period. Bottom line, point blank, period. There is no excuse for that. You can come up with all the excuses that you want, but there is no excuse for it. We get set in our ways and we think, selling a little bit of pussy, selling a little bit of ass can get us what we need. That's laziness. Pure laziness. Plain and simple. And it's not
Thank you.
okay. It's not okay,
Thank you.
Armand. It's
A lot of
not.
people are like losing it because I said done right and slightly pretty. What I'm saying is we're in an era to where, a lot of people are looking for like the younger generation. That's what I'm saying. You see how like people are like, we don't like Nicki anymore. We like Cardi. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that T.S. Madison is ugly. I'm saying if there's a younger, fresher version, it, it's it can do well. When I'm saying done right, I'm saying you have your shit together. You're focused. You're organized. You present yourself well. Um, you get your shit together. That's what done right is. If you're a trans girl and you get your shit in order, you can have a nice life. That's what I mean by done right. But I don't even want to make this not even like the last caller. Just black people in general, just people in general that face adversity that are different. Listen, we all face adversity. Gay men, black men, straight men, women, trans, all of us. Doesn't matter if you're a woman, whether you're black, white, or whatever, just being a woman, you have to overcome obstacles. Okay? And so you can't let being you know, different in a sense, be an excuse to why you do things that you shouldn't be doing. Because let's be very clear, prostitution at the end of the day is still illegal. So she was breaking the law as well, allegedly. Again, you guys can call in, we can talk, but just don't be disrespectful because I will hang up on you. Okay, 214-6795, you're live on the air.
Hi, Armand. This is the caller
Okay,
that
hi,
sent
how are
you the
you?
video.
I'm
I'm
good.
finding you. Yeah, I mean, that was the narrative that I was trying to put out. Everything that you said today was, when people are out here doing certain things, there are certain things that are going to come with the type of lifestyle. And, no one's saying that anyone deserves it, but it's an unfortunate situation. And this did trigger a conversation that needs to be had in the LGBT
Hmm.
community, period. Like, this conversation needs to be had all the way around for people to realize what exactly is going on and for people to actually take the proper channels to fix these things and prevent them from happening in the future. Because, when the caller was excusing everything that I had said, I was just like, is she delusional? Just like when they tried to say a gun was pulled out. And I was like, there was no gun. Like, it's the delusion that they live in. And it's like, let's be honest about what really
Well,
happened.
that's why when you sent me the video, I seen what really happened, but the way that the story was portrayed, it if you didn't get it right, because when before you called, the lady was just kind of make to me because I didn't know exactly how it had happened, but they were just making it seem as though like somebody knew she was trans and they just went and said, "Here's $200, beat this transgender up." That's not how it went. It per se.
Right. That's why I
That's
sent you
not
the
how it went.
video. That's why I sent you the video. That's exactly why I sent that video, because it was like, are y'all living in and I'm not saying y'all as in everyone is in a whole, but the people that are in the delusion is like, are y'all serious? Did y'all not see
Right.
what happened?
And in the first
If
video
you're
I
out in the middle
heard,
of a
in
crowd
the
and
first video
fighting
I
people,
heard it was like a heavy set girl. She was like, "Yo, calm down. There's niggas out here with guns. These are not women
yes,
out here that you
these
can just
ain't
be trying to fight. You need to
not.
relax." That's what she said.
And remember, I said that on your live. Remember, I said that on your live. I said, I was like, do people not realize when the girl had told her these ain't no females you could just fight? I was like, did people miss that part? Like what? Like really? And it was like it was just excuses after excuses after excuses. And it's like, when is people going to be honest and be like, hey, look, this is what really is going on. We need to have a conversation about this. You can't go out here and do X, Y, and Z, and this not come with it. It's just it goes both
That's
ways.
what I'm saying. And here's the thing: you can't expect people not to have an opinion, but want to be accepted in society. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah, and I sent you those videos because I was like, let me let Amon see these. I was like, because Amon, I've been watching you for a very long time,
Well, I got
and
a
I
lot
know
of
you're not biased.
backlash
And I was like, let me
because you
send this
sent me
to.
because it was because you are a heterosexual woman, biological female. They said it was more like of me putting out mess. No, I could if I really wanted to. I could if I was really trying to be messy. I could have put out those videos, and if I would have put out those videos, to be honest with you, and the way that that looks, that would have really changed a lot of people's perception
Exactly.
on Malaysia, and that's not what I'm here to do. Trust me, it would have.
Exactly. And I don't know why the GoFundMe keep being brought up. I'm confused on that one myself. I don't know what the deal is and why that's being talked about. I did say that I felt like had they gave her the money, she might have
I
been
don't think
sitting
she
down
would have even
somewhere.
sat
But at the
down.
same time, people are going to do what they want to
I
do.
think inevitably she was gonna always do what she wanted to do necessarily. Now I do think that the owner of the foundation definitely needs to say something though, because where there's smoke there's fire. So something obviously wasn't done right with the money. Period.
Right, and that's why I said it was an uproar about it because the
Uh
amount
huh.
kept changing. Because first they asked for five, then it turned into 7,500. Then from 7,500 it turned into 10, and then from 10 it turned into 15. That and I sent you those screenshots of it, and I was like, you need to look at this, and this is why people are upset because people are talking about this. Like this is something that's been talked about, and that's why I sent you those screenshots of everything I said on that live because I was like, look, like, hey, people are not realizing why there's such an uproar about a lot of things that have gone on with this girl. And the woman that was sitting here on your live making excuses for her, she was never even around Malaysia until that
Well, that
happened.
was my issue
So
with
the way
her.
I feel
That was
about it
my
is
issue with
you're
her. You on this live blaming the city of Dallas, blaming everybody else, calling into everybody's show. Yes, I was the one at the press conference, but then you calling me a clout chaser. Girl, you done went on every live talking about how you was at the press conference, but you ain't pressed a single a number on a pin pad to buy her ass something to eat. But you talking about everywhere else you at. Well, why
ever
she couldn't come sleep on your couch?
and was never and was never around the girl
So
until
who's
that
really
happened.
clout chasing?
But you have an opinion, and you
That's that
exactly.
bullshit.
I've never seen that woman around that girl. I've
That's
never
that
seen that
fake
woman
ass
around that girl until
outrage.
that happened.
I was the one that was there.
Yeah, everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon when they see the opportunity. But when you bring facts to them, they don't want to hear it.
Hold
That's the
on, hold
problem
on.
you're
You stay
having.
here, caller. Hold on, I'm gonna take another call. Hold on. Okay, let's see. 504-4180. You live on the air. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
I'm doing
Hello, how are you
fine.
doing? I want to touch on something. I want to touch on something you were talking about, the
Uh
nonprofit
huh.
organization. Actually, the nonprofit organizations are really not for transgender women. I will say that a lot of them get transgender women in there just to get grant
Okay.
money. They're not there to help those girls. They're there just to get
Okay.
grant money. So I wanted
Okay.
to
Let's
touch
do it.
on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work for a nonprofit organization. When I wanted to move forward in doing transgender things, they didn't want to do it because of different sponsors are not fine with
Oh.
transgender women. So they just get the nonprofit, they just get them in there, speak on that shit.
Are you
They're really not for the
transgender?
transgender girls at all. But I will,
And
yes, I am
but you do have a
transgender.
job. You have a
And
job,
another
right?
thing,
Okay.
yes, I have a business called Let's Be Great
Okay.
Custom Wigs. I used to live in a prostitution range, and I never had a trans mother. But what the trans mothers like to promote is prostitution. That's my daughter. Get out there, girl,
Right.
and make that money. And that's not the case.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? You need to teach them the opposite of get a job, do what you need to do, go to school, open up a home for them or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's crazy. And then you get the girls to want to live in this illusion of people against you. Everybody's not
Yes.
against
Thank
us.
you. Thank you.
Everybody's not against us at all. You know what I'm saying? So for the nonprofit organizations, that's
Thank
bullshit
you.
to me because they're not doing nothing for those girls. They just want the grant money.
No,
So
I
thank
want
you,
to
Amon,
thank
and
you. No,
God
no,
bless
hold
you,
on. You
and you
can't
have a
just get
nice
off like that.
day.
I want to thank you because this is a transgender woman with a job and you have a side business and you understand and you even said it yourself that a lot of these trans mothers and things like this promote the prostitution. Now you
They
recognize that you
really
didn't want to
do.
prostitute for very long or for the rest of your life, so you had to do something. So how was it for you looking for a job? How did you find your job?
Okay, I will say this. Um, you can
Okay.
get a job. It's just actually the people that comes with the job. Everybody is not too fine about transgender, but everybody is not against transgender. People just don't
Okay.
understand it. So when they come off a different way, the first thing they want to say is, "Oh, they don't like trans and all this." No, it's not the case. They're not educated
Mm.
there. You have to sometimes you have to sit down and educate people about what is this and what is that. People don't like what they don't understand. And I'm not going to say people don't like what they don't understand. People don't like to deal with what they
Hmm.
don't understand. So it is just crazy, and I'm so over the trans shit because I've been trans for like five
Hmm.
years, and my first 5 years was prostitution. And I want to touch on something else. It's not always about getting out there making money to survive. Let's be clear. You like the sex.
Mm. Come on.
You begin to like the pink. You begin to like the sex. It's all about the sex. It's all about what boy you can have, what boy this, and oh he's my trade and I'm pretty. That's bullshit to me. I come from the old school.
Well,
You
and I
know,
wait, hold on. But
people
I believe
already
you have a
are. You
hold
know what
on.
I'm
I believe
saying?
you have
But
a
it's
point in
just
that because even T.S. Madison, she said she never was doing it because she wanted to be. It was necessarily for the money or for the boys. She wanted the sex. Like it was the sex. She wanted to have the sex.
right. You become addicted to the sex. And this is how it starts, is a pattern. You start out, you want to make the money. That's fine and dandy. Then you start out because you're so amazed of how the guys are so
Mm.
attracted to you. That's just. And then it starts out, it goes to the
Hmm.
drugs.
Ooh.
Now you got some girls that get killed out there because of the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's putting in the air and want to pay sympathy, but some people need to go back and take a look.
Oh,
Some
girl,
people are
listen,
on drugs
listen, listen.
that
Now,
are
now, no, but here's
transgender.
my thing. Now we got a live transgender on here talking that shit, and let's see how many of the transgenders are going to mention what she's saying. But now I see them in the comments. That's not the truth. That's not. Now they're going against you. See, they don't like to live in the reality. They don't want to live
Yeah,
in
it's the
reality. I
truth.
can't. I can't with the
It's the truth.
delusion.
I'd have lived it.
It's
I'd
people
have
are
lived
fucking
it.
just.
You
I
know what I'm saying?
can't.
I'd have lived it. You know what I'm saying? But this is the kick's part, and I'm going to say this. It's majority of your young trainees that just jump off the porch that don't understand what it is.
Yes.
It's not all trainees because majority of all the trainees, they get away
Hmm.
from that life because they see it's no other way. You get some of them that reverse back to a man because they see training, they can't make it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't make it on the job, girl, get your business. Start sending some here. Start doing something. Start taking your car and doing some kind of transportation service. It's out here. It's money out here you can make the honest way.
Yeah, there definitely is.
So they could go against what
Listen,
they
you
want.
just like one of the callers said, you just
It's just
have to
what it
not
is.
be lazy, number one. And then two, you got to have the right people around you because you are the company that you keep. So if all your girlfriends, all they do is scam, escort, do drugs, get high on the weekends, or party, then inevitably, if you're 20, 21, 22, 23, that's what you will become. You have to have a mentality of like, okay,
Right.
listen, girl, the people around you, we have to be like, oh, okay, this is not what we want to do. Let's go get our license. Let's go get our ID. Let's drive. Bitch, you can go drive for Uber, Lyft. In California, they have something called Blue. They have something called Blue Crew,
Exactly.
where it's an app on your job and app on your phone, and you can literally pick up jobs and work jobs, and you don't even have to do the same job every day.
But if you want to be blunt about it,
Uh huh.
it's all
Okay.
about the sex.
Okay.
That's all it is. The money, I can't make it because I can't get a job. They become addicted to the sex. They become how these guys treat them. Some guys treat them good. Some guys don't treat them good. I come from this life. Those guys don't give a fuck about them. And it's just, and excuse my language, you become first you're addicted to the money. Then you become addicted to the sex. Then here come the coke. Here come the crack. Here come the heroin. And this is what makes the person want to go on the scene and cut up because they're so old, they're so full of some type of drug. Their mind not right. Their mind not level.
Well, thank you, caller.
So thank you so
You
much,
too.
and you have a nice
Well,
one.
I'm glad that she provided a refreshing outtake and she understood that everybody is not against transgender people. And listen, she even said something that I didn't even know. She said that, it becomes to be more about the sex, which I could see that being true. So let's see if anybody would like to clear that up. A private caller, you're live on the air.
Hi, y'all. This is the Rose.
Okay, don't you do this is a very touchy subject. Hold on, because you like to jump out of the window.
This is very, very serious. And I'm not jumping out no window and I'm not playing no games on this subject because this is a real, true, and live discussion for me. All right. I'm breathing hard and everything, y'all, because y'all know I'm trying to use my words the proper way. Because one thing about it, sometimes ignorance is bliss. And on top of ignorance being bliss, people don't know what is going on in the world. Shout out to everybody's opinion on this situation.
Come on, spit it out. Spit it out. We got to keep going. Come on.
Lord, I ask you to speak these words for me. Because the words I want to speak is words of truth. The truth is these people that's speaking on this comment, besides those two transgender, and then one transgender, she said that she tried heroin, tried coke, tried all of those things. That's her story. That's not everybody's story. This story of this girl, the way she was brutally assaulted, the way she closed her eyes. She's not here to defend herself. She's not here to tell y'all what is true and what's false. This is, everybody's putting opinions on stuff, but the real deal is this. The real deal is, now mind you, I'm at work, so I have to be very politically correct in what I'm saying right now. But I want to know how serious I feel. And
hold on, we're going to pause you because you're taking too long to spit it out, Roach Queen, because, girl, not today. I'm not playing those games with you today. Not today, girl. Not today. Not today. We can't do that today, okay? Okay. Love you, but I can't do that today, okay? Okay. 330-6734, you're live on the air. Yes.
Hello, Amon.
Hello.
Hi,
shout out to Ohio.
Hi. I just want to say I am a female Caucasian. Grew up with the transgender community in New Orleans. Live in Ohio now. And I do have to say that from my point of view, I've seen a lot of the things that are forced on them as far as when they were talking about like their trans moms and them making money for them, basically pimping them at an early age because they give them no choices. Now, I want to say something to you and to the people out there that don't care, or these businesses that won't give people a chance. We literally put together a platform to try to start a transgender business. And I couldn't get the support that I needed from the sponsors, like the other lady was talking about from New Orleans. I heard her. We couldn't do it. We did everything. I wish I was a millionaire. If I had $1 million, I would give it all to them because I know I've seen the struggle. I've seen what they've gone through. I have friends that are transgender. I have friends that are gay. I have friends that come from the Bourbon Street. I've seen it all. And they do, that is the first thing they do. They get them involved in the sex. Then they get them attracted to the drugs. Then they're taking their money. Then they're living on the, trap houses and things like that in New Orleans. So it's terrible. It's terrible. And somebody needs to step up. These multi-billionaires and all this stuff, the Kardashians giving away thousands of dollars to these people doing nothing, holding stupid church. It's just ridiculous. If they want to really make a difference in the community, help the trans people. You know, Caitlyn Jenner, you think with all the money that he has now, she has, he would do something. Because we even reached out to him as far as going forward to set up a business to teach them a skill, you know, and employ only transgender and not by, you know, being racial or anything, because I'm married to an
shout out
African
to
American,
that.
so I'm totally the whole, you know, scenario. They can't call me anything. I'm at everything of all trades. But it's really sad that you can't get people in power to invest in that kind of, you know, in trainees. It's not, you know, going to happen, and that's the problem. That's the biggest problem that they have when they say they can't get jobs, because they are looked at discriminatory, you know, and it really does suck for them. I've seen it firsthand, and it's really just terrible. But I love your show, and I'm new to it.
Thank
But
you.
I will
Thank you
stay
for
with
watching.
it.
Listen, if you haven't done so right now, we are streaming live on Facebook and we're streaming live on YouTube. And what I can tell you, listen, the call lines are through the roof. There's a lot of people on both platforms. I'm trying to read both comments because the Facebook comments are going, the YouTube comments are going. It's a lot going on. This is a healthy conversation. Listen, so we're going to take some more calls and then we're going to wrap up. 347-6388, you're live on the air. Hello? Yes, 347. Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
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 This is Nicole. Okay. I was sitting. How are you doing? I'm sitting here. I'm listening to this thing I think when you first start this broadcast. So first of all, I want to say I understand, and there is some truth to what everyone has said. Okay, let's just say that when I made a statement yesterday about people talking about trans people experiences, this is what becomes the problem, because the problem doesn't start from when you became a transgender. The problem starts when you were born. The problem starts when you were born and you found out that you were different. The problem started from when you were born black. The problem started when you were born this, and you were mistreated by your own family, and you were cast out of your own family, and you were put on the streets to meet all these people that weren't always so good and that weren't always so right. And you met these people that was hurtful and that put you into doing things that you did not know was even out there. You're 15 and you're 16 years old. And so now you're growing up with this pattern and this mindset of thinking to yourself, okay, I have to survive. I need to do what I need to do to get to where I need to be. And at some place in your life, depending on how you come along, depending on who's on your corner, depending on how close you are to God, your mind begins to change. And if that happens to you, and you're lucky that happens to you, then you're able to move over and transition as I did. So when I hear you say someone sitting in the office, no, I went from the street to the office. And in fact, sitting in that office, I heard what you said on your live prior to, and I defended you. And I said that he didn't say anything wrong. He did it the right way. I don't like how the concept of her losing her life is being treated with speculation that creates all this different type of conversation that is not what it's about. Now, first of all, none of us know that she died from sex work. None of us know this. None of us. It could have been a retaliation from what had happened. No one knows that. Third of all, when we're talking about the GoFundMe money, yes, it could have been done differently. Yes, but however, the money was given back. So the conversation on that is a little bit beyond my thoughts, because I think that the money was given back. So it wasn't like that the money was taken from her. It wasn't like that they misused it. The money was given back. As we heard yesterday on the show, Muhlaysia was a very strong-minded person, just like every other trans woman person. And when they are young, they have to reach the point in their time. And for them, everybody, in God's time, in their time, we are not allowed to judge people's process. We are not allowed to say, you should get it together when this, and you should do this because, yeah. We are in 2019, but I come from 1994, 93. And I come from like none of this was even able. This whole Facebook, people living on social media, creating their careers, sitting at home, doing nothing, talking on Facebook Live, transferring videos and creating mess after mess, because this is where we are today. I come from a place where there was not even that. There was not even an escort line. There was no such thing as arrows. I was one of the first girls on arrows. I took my tour. I did all that. But it was a time for me to step out of that. It wasn't no one. It was me. I had to make the conscious decision in myself after going through or HIV, going through all these different things, putting myself and being put in situations that
Okay.
I
Oh,
never
now
asked
can I stop
for.
you right there? Can I
That I
stop you right
never
there,
asked
Nicole?
for.
Now listen. Okay.
God,
And that is what I'm looking for. Now, listen, I get from you that you're a very genuine and mothering type of person. So when you talked about the beginning and how it starts, yes, but I think for you, you have to realize a lot of people look up to you and watch what you say and take it as, this is what I should do because you have been around for a long time. There's many times that I've seen you and you've talked so openly and candidly about the struggles of, being trans. And sometimes it comes across a little bit enabling. This is the first time within that last 60 seconds that you mentioned why you got out of that. And that's what I look for when I'm looking for you. That's what I want you to tell these transgender girls. Listen, I was there. This happened. My parents put me, I got put out. Life is hard, but listen, girl, you got to get out of that because it did a number on me. But for you, I don't hear you guys say that. I don't hear you guys say that. You guys always justify why they have to escort, but you don't really tell them why you had to get out of it. Listen, you don't escort no more, and you just said why you don't. So why don't you get on your platform and say that to the rest of these girls instead of saying, yeah, she just wanted to go out there and suck a dick. No, you should tell her, girl, you don't want to suck dick because look I was out there doing that shit and look how my life got turned over. That's what you should be saying.
that's not what. First of all, let's say this. Let me say the reason why I walked out of sex work. She's in the bathroom and she's 18 years old now. And when she got a certain age, I knew I didn't want to be a mother like anybody else. I didn't want to be a mother like the mother I had. If I had it where I was still ballroom and the icon and running around and doing all that stuff, that is an addictive behavior. And you become addicted to behaviors, especially when you don't have people around you to support you in the right way. I made a decision to change my life so that I can raise another life. That's one. To the other part that you said, I'm always, do you know how many people I graduated? Do you know how many people I gave jobs to? Do you know how many girls I brought off the street? I'm not here to talk about what other people did, but Nicole's resume cannot be fucked with. I can prove this to you that I've done all of that, but at the same time, people move in their own process. And when God is ready for them to move on, or when they are ready to move on, that's when it happens. When I made that statement about her being outside, I said that statement as, why are we talking about that? She was outside way before this happened. She was on the show way before all of this, before she had a fight. This was her lifestyle. That didn't mean that she should have been killed. If she was out there sucking a dick, doing what she was doing, that's what she
And
been
guess,
doing.
okay, Nicole, hold on. That's just like me. Look, that's just like me having sex with no condom with different men. Guess what's going to happen? Eventually, I'm going to get burned. That's just like a drug dealer selling drugs. No, okay. Well, let's just do this. Okay, so let's do it like this. A drug dealer. Let's take the trade that's dealing dope. Eventually, one or two things are going to happen to that nigga. Either he's going to die or he's going to end up in jail because of his lifestyle. And now, if you're prostituting, if you're out on the stroll, two to three things are going to happen to you eventually. Either you can catch a virus, you can go to jail, or you're going to die. Period.
Absolutely.
It's your lifestyle. Absolutely. So the conversation needs to be, girl, I understand that you girls are out there feeling that you need to do what you have to do, but you don't have to do that because it's a very dangerous lifestyle and it does not have a good ending. That is what I'm looking for.
I teach from that platform I teach from that platform every day. Yesterday, when I made that statement that you keep tagging along with about me saying that she was out there sucking it, that whatever she, because her sisters and her girlfriend said she needed to go out to make money. That narrative had been her narrative before this stuff even happened. And so my point that I was making is, why are we putting all these different speculations to create a whole new conversation about something that's not relevant? Let's talk about the solution. Malaysia has paid her dues, and for that, she passed away. She was killed, okay? And so now what can we do moving forward in the transgender community that can take and change the narrative of being out there in the street, of doing these things?
And
How
you want me
can
to
we
tell
help
you?
each
I
other?
could tell you
Everyone
why.
can
I could tell
Facebook
you
her
how.
on.
It's going to take people like you that they look up to because they don't want to receive it from me. It's going to take people like you that understand where they're coming from, but you have to understand that they know that you understand that, but you have to stop feeding in and talking to them about how hard it is being trans. We understand that it's hard. We got to start talking from a place of life. Like, okay, girl, it's hard, but life is hard. Move
But
on.
we have to come from a place of empathy. We also have to come from a place of empathy. We also cannot tell people, oh, get it together. This is this. Black is this and that. Black, gay, man. It's still, y'all can add it all up. It's still not harder than the experience of a trans woman. At one time, they was bunching us up with y'all. They were bunching us up with gay men. They didn't even want to give us our own lane. It's only just now that we are actually being able to create our own lane. And with that, we created all these different other genders have been created, all these different conversations, all that I agree with, all have been created that has confused society, that has confused the heterosexual norm people about what we are and how we are representing ourselves. There's a lot of things going on here. But the fact is, when you're talking from a trans woman experience, meaning that I was in young, with my hand on my hip, and they were saying he was a faggot, and I never wanted to be with a man as a man. I wanted to be with a man as a girl. And so there's a big difference, a huge difference. And you know what they called us? Sick. They called us crazy. Oh, now they call it gender dysphoria. Back then, we didn't even have a term for it. It wasn't even trauma. Trauma, it was life is hard. You get used to it. Get out there, get what you're supposed to do. And sex work, for all the callers that called in, sex work is older than all of us. Sex work goes back to the Roman days. Sex work has been here before we have all existed. So for us to get on the phone and talk about the oldest profession before credit card stunt, before bank stunt, before everybody was doing, we all come from some place. And I think we need to consider that we all come from some place. And when we're moving forward, how can we change the new people and the new girls and the new humans that come out?
I
How
know
can we
how we
change
could
that
change
narrative
it.
for
I
them
know how we could
moving
change it. We
forward?
could recognize our history and where we've come from, just like we recognize black history and where we come from, but we don't have to dwell in it. It sounds a little bit like you're dwelling in that place. We got to move on from the hurt. Move on from the
Absolutely not,
pain.
because I'm not
Move
in
on
that
from the
place,
hurt. Move
Amon.
on from the pain.
I'm
No,
not
but it
in
seems
that
like,
place.
but the girls,
I'm
but
not
you,
in that place, but I do
yes,
understand
but you got
others.
to, but
I
listen,
do
it's
understand
easy to
others, and I
dwell.
do understand that it has to
But it's
happen in
easy
their
to dwell in
time.
that place. They don't need help dwelling in hurt. You know, when a person is going through, it's hard. It's easy for them to dwell. They don't need help dwelling in that. They need help getting out of that. So while you realize that there's a lot of hurt, pain in there, but
Can I
I
say
don't hear you
something to
saying
you?
anything to
Let me
pull
say
them out
something
of
to
that. It
you.
keeps sounding like an enabler, like you're enabling them
Let me
to
say
feel like a
something to you.
victim.
When I'm in, no, when I'm in my office, talking about you at my desk, coming from there to there, that's it right there. I'm saying the story. When I drive my car, when I go out to them streets at night, late at night, by myself with my husband to give out clothes, condoms, and to tell them I love them, I'm doing that. I can't force people when to my part, Amon. I have brought people in. I have started them on their way, and they have left, and they have went back to doing what they know, because people move in their own time. And we need to learn how to meet people where they are so that we can help them go where they're going. We cannot grab people and make it their decision to do this. We know we need to stay supportive. We need to say, I don't think that you should do that. However, they're going to do these things and they have to find their learning experience
Exactly.
on
Exactly.
their
But hold
own,
on, but hold on, hold on, hold on, but hold on.
especially
With all in that, and you
women.
know how you should have finished this. Listen, you're gonna do what you want to do. People have to grow. But what you do need to realize is this. If you guys don't want to end up dead, you probably want to get it together sooner than later because you're ending down the road of the wrong road. And nobody is saying that.
I'm not gonna ask you, do we know if that's why Malaysia died? Because you're saying how I should have done it. I'm not questioning how you should do it. I remember how you started out. I remember how everything started out for you. I remember what they were saying. I remember how you started out with your little camera. I never questioned how you do and what you do as long as you are doing what you can do because you cannot make people change. You cannot make people do what they're not ready to do. You can only show them. You can only love them. You can only support them. And by changing yourself, you change their perspective of how it goes. And so I have changed that completely. I'm very happy.
Nicole, you cannot make them do it, but that's not what I'm saying, Nicole. You're not even telling them.
No, but you keep saying how I should do this and I should.
Well, I'm not just saying it's you. I'm just saying a lot of the trans community. I'm not just. I don't want you to take it personally. Like I'm just talking to you, but I'm saying like as far as a lot of the community, I understand you can't. You can lead her, but you can't make someone do something. But I don't even feel like people are saying, listen, don't escort. You don't want to prostitute. You don't want to. First of all, if you don't want to admit that, if you don't want to come to the realization that she was out at 1 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning in a car with a man, and she asked to be dropped off on the block. If that doesn't sound like escorting to you, then okay, we'll just say this. You don't want to be out on the block at 1 o'clock between the hours of 1 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning, getting in the car with random men. It's not safe, ladies. Why is nobody saying that?
You do say that, but at the end of the day, right? When I finish telling you, Armand, don't go out there. It's not safe. I got from out them streets. I know what it's like. You need to get up. You need to go. And you turn around and say, I have nowhere to go, and I'm hungry. Are you taking me home? Are you going to feed me? Are you going to give me this? I can only do what I can do. I can give you some money. I'll give you some coffee. Here are some clothes. But I can't bring you back to my house. I have a child, 3 kids and a husband. I can't bring that norm back into my home, but I can be supportive of you to the best of my ability and pray that you will see the light and that you will see, oh, shit. Here. Nicole was out here fighting and beating up everybody. Nicole was out there walking balls. Nicole became HIV positive. Nicole did that, and look at her today. She still stands there. We change people by changing ourselves. We change people by changing our perspective, and we only can do that by changing ourselves. So my take on the whole thing, even when you were online, I said,
but you have to understand the position you are in. You're a public figure now. It's not just changing yourself because you have to understand you have life and power in your tongue. So when these girls are listening to you and looking up to you and they're holding on to the words that you say. So when you say it's hard for transgender women, we've had it hard. It's this, that, and the third. They're going to sit in there. Yeah, it's so hard for me. It's so hard for me. So you need to also start saying, listen, girls, I can't make you girls do this, but listen, if you don't want to end up dead, get the fuck out them streets.
Amar, don't you think that is bigger than the streets? Do you think that the streets is do you know the streets are only just like maybe around 25%
Yes.
of that? Do you know that? Do you know that mental thing that you go through? Do you know the abuse that you take every day? Do you know from your family?
Here we go with the excuses, Nicole. Here we go.
Friends, from the people. No, but it's not about excuses. It's real, Amon. It's real. And because you got a platform and you took Blog Talk Radio and you did what you did, that may not be the direction or the story of somebody else's, Amon. And I'm not giving excuses. I'm respecting it in the empathy way of how, and I'm not going to know. How about stop making excuses? How about let's stop judging? How about let's stop telling people what they should do with their lives? And let's change around our own life.
And so listen, to your point, I want to address that. Now listen, so I know that street walking is just one of the facets. I mentioned on my show the other day that exposing men was one of them, and a lady charged me up like that's not the only mess. That's not the only thing that they do. That's a small portion. Yes, but I'm very smart. I'm very logical. I'm very critical. I'm very sharp. So I understand that it's a combination of a few things. That's why I'm having this. That's why I'm having this conversation. It's the combination of enabling. It's the combination of victimizing yourself. It's the combination of these transgenders exposing men, i.e. Bobby Valentino, i.e. Young Buck, i.e. Cassidy. It's the transgenders going out to the whole stroll. It's the transgender tricking men.
I mean, I'm on. How old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
If you don't mind. Okay, I'm on. When I was young,
But
this
hold
was
on, hold on,
never
hold on.
gonna.
But let me
Okay,
finish. Hold on, I gotta finish. I gotta finish. So I'm gonna let you get to it. But so it goes into all of those assets, right? Those facets. So what I do to change it, because I'm not judging. What I actually got on my platform and I said, you know what? I need to make a conscious effort because there's no amount of money. I'm not getting paid for this. YouTube does not monetize death, transgender videos, things like that. I didn't get paid for the other one. I'm still doing this because it was on my heart to talk about this. I'm not getting paid off of Facebook for this. So there was no amount of money. I said I'm not going to do any more transgender exposing stories because if a transgender was harmed off of exposing somebody on my show, although it would be very entertaining, it would be ratings gold. I'd get a shitload of subscribers for it. I'm not going to risk the life of another transgender at the expense of entertainment. Before I would do those stories, but the way that I can help is first of all, I'm not giving those girls a platform. We're not going to expose on my show. And then my transgender friends that I have, they're all working girls. None of like they have jobs. They have cars, they travel, they have passports, they have their shit together. They didn't always have it together, but they've gotten it together. And so my thing is this, I just want to start putting, just like we're putting out in the air, it's been hard, it's different. They have it harder than anybody else. Yes, but we also need to start saying vocally and out loud that you can make it, you can be successful, you can have a dream, you can have a goal, you can overcome adversity, you can be larger than life, you can be whatever it is on this world that you want to be. You can be those things. Not enough people are saying that. So many people are talking about what they aren't, or what they didn't have, or what happened to them, or how life didn't deal them a fair hand. But nobody is saying you can overcome. You can overcome. You can overcome. Why is no one saying that? Go ahead, Nicole.
Okay, so we can sit here and do it. Keontae's going off to college in August. I have a car. I'm about to go to college. I changed my life. I can do it. My credit score is really, really high. I have so much money in the bank. How the fuck is that helping any one of them by me telling them, you can do it. I got this. I got this. We can go here. We can do that. That's not how I can do that. What I can do is exist. I can stand with them. I can hold them. I can support them. And if they need to whatever I can be able to give, I can give to them. I can bring them in. But Amar, do you not understand the frustration I go through when they're young and I brought them in over and over? I had a child that I brought in for prep for 2 years straight. 2 years straight, and the system failed them. The next time I brought them in, they were positive. Do you not know? You don't know the stories that are sitting around where the system it fails us. The system that are put there that we can be able to do this, and so that we can be able to get this, and so that they fail us. They just there to use us as just as we got used by our families, just as we got used by the people in the street, just as we got used by the people up there. And so with that happening, sometimes you shut down. There is a mental component to this, Armand. There is a mental illness that is developed in so much abuse and rape. I remember I was was in a car and I had to jump out the car. Bitch, I was rolling down the street. There's so much, and I had to say, oh my God, I cannot do this. But I went back out there. It was when I had a child now, and it was like, okay, this has had to stop. And I took that and I changed my life, and I went out and I made sure that I didn't leave anybody else behind. I didn't get all big up and start talking about how sad I became and how it's so easy to stop, because it isn't easy to stop unless you have those things and these required things that you need to have in order to move on in your process. You'll take 2-3 steps. You're moving on mind. You're moving. Pow! And right there, you go back to thinking, you know what, bitch? I'm going to go right back over there. That's not the right way, man. No, you should keep fighting. But when you're dealing with people who have so much, the mental component, the trauma, and that addictive behavior, they don't know sometimes. And so all we can do is pray and be by their side and help them as much as we can and lift them up. And we're talking, Malaysia book is, like I said, we don't even know she died because of that. We don't even know. This could have been a retaliation, Ahmad. We don't know how. It could have been his friends or somebody else. I heard some women talk about she wanting to attack other women, or we don't know. We don't know. And so to make the narrative about prostitution the oldest career before our mothers was even born, it's kind of hideous. But to figure out what we can do moving, what can we do for those girls who have no choice and we can't give it to them because we don't got no homes for them and we ain't put no money in their bank account? How can we help keep them safe? How can we support them? How can you, as a gay male who have transgender sisters and stuff, say, let me text her, because I know she's out there, bitch, she can't live here because she ain't going to have trade running through my house, but let me text her to see if she's okay, if she's out there. How can we start helping, bring safety and comfort, standing with our sisters out there? How can we do that? Instead, we're changing the narrative to something that's not even relevant. The relevancy is she's gone, and none of us know yet what and who killed her. We don't know. But we as friends, you see how you post the guy who dropped her off and was out there and he left the thing or whatever. You doing something different from that. Telling your friend that she shouldn't go out there. You telling your friend that bitch, I don't know, no, it's dangerous. Don't go out there. Don't get into that. That's how you can do that. We have to be very careful how we do things. We're just judging. And I'm not into this. I don't like to do this. But just to hear this narrative and to hear, you say these different things about what people are doing, what people are doing. As far as Nicole Shanebo's resume is concerned, it cannot be fucked with. And my narrative is
Yes,
always
I
to
do.
help
Nicole,
support, and love.
and thank you. And
uplift my
I do believe that I believe that that's
Thank
who
you.
you are at the core of you. But I do feel like you may not get it today, and you might not get it tomorrow. And I do believe the love that you have for your sisters. And I feel like I feel like honestly, if I needed you, you'd be there to help me. But my only thing with you is, Nicole, I feel like you're a little bit of an enabler, and you allow these people to have a,
Okay, I
you
mean,
know
you're
what I
entitled to
mean?
your opinion.
You know,
You're entitled.
a
You're
little
entitled.
bit of an enabler. Like, you allow people that come in to feel sorry for themselves, and they continue to feel sorry for themselves, so they never actually get over it and move on, because life is hard for everybody. Life is just not hard for trans people.
Well, that's not what's on my resume, and I've been able to bring a lot of people out. So, but you're entitled to
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you very much for allowing me to
No
speak on
problem.
your show.
Bye.
I appreciate it. All right, bye-bye.
Okay. Let's take one more, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. 732-2895. You're live on the air. Yes.
Hello. Okay, listen. I get it. I get Nicole. I understand. Okay, so she came out a little bit before me, but she's my older sister, so I get it. I get what she's saying. Okay, it's a lot. I'm transgender too.
Hmm.
Okay, so listen, this is crazy. All right, so I've been there, lived the life and all that. But I also went to school, got my degree, got my certificates, became a pharmacy technician. Okay, so now I'm working 2-3 years. Someone come in and tell my staff that I'm transgender because I'm passable. Now, see, this is the thing. When you're passable, you can get over. But when you're passable and someone tells your tea, that's when it gets a little spicy. But when you're not passable, those are the girls that can't really get jobs and stuff like that, so they have to do sex work. So I can't look down on them. I can't say, yo, that's fucked up. Like, yo, you need to stop doing that. Yo, man, come on, like, get a job. Them bitches look like niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell nobody, yo, you need to take that off. You
Yeah,
don't look right.
I understand
you can't
that.
tell somebody that how they feel inside of their woman. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what they feel. But because they feel that way,
They
it
may
might
not
not
look
look that
that way, right?
So I get on hormones, get your shit together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do it. Do your thing. Hopefully, in time, you will start looking more
90
passable.
seconds.
And when you start not like that, they be looking hard. So they got to go out there. You know what I'm saying? So you can't knock it. Just like Nicole said, sex work been out here before our mothers, our grandparents, and that shit's real. That shit's real. But let me tell you about my story. Okay, so like I said, I was working, had a career, not just a job, a fucking career. You hear me? And my pharmacist was like my second father. That man was there for me. He taught me
60
everything
seconds.
about the fucking pharmacy, the business, and all that. When someone came off the street and said, yo, that's a tranny, that shit brought me, yo, what the fuck? So they all changed on me. They changed on me. Then they fired me. And not only did they fire me, but they took my certificate, what I worked hard for. They took it so I could never work in a pharmacy again.
How could they
my
take
career
your
from me.
certificate because you were
So,
transgender?
let me tell you, no. This is what they did. So they started pinning shit on me, saying I was giving out prescriptions for free and all. I mean, they were doing the crazy shit, that you know I wasn't doing. How? I was right next to the pharmacist. I was a pharmacy technician number 2, not pharmacy technician 1. I was a pharmacy technician 2, right next to the pharmacist
10
on the line.
seconds.
We go down line for the pharmacist, to me, to another tech, then to the cashier, and they deal with the customers. Only time I deal with the customers when they would ask something, ask me for like what prescriptions mean, or what it means, or what it does, or stuff like that. Then I'll help them. But I didn't ring up customers. I wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So my job performance was higher, like next to the pharmacist. But they took it away because they found out. My pharmacist couldn't even talk to me. He couldn't even look me in my eye. I'm like, really? This is what y'all doing? Took my career. So I had to get up. And that shit broke me because I went through school, bust my ass. You see what I'm saying? Then I said, okay. My mom was like, you're going to be good. You're going to be all right. Don't let this get to you. I'm like, Mom, that was my career. That's all
So did you go back and do sex work? And are you a sex worker now?
No, I didn't. Not at the time. I went into an art company. Went into an art company. First time getting there, 2 weeks I was supposed to be in training. I got out of training in 1 week. The head wig was praising me like, yo, you're amazing, and oh my God, and people in the office like, yo, she's pretty. It was another black girl, and before I came into the company, she was the one getting all the praises. So then here I am. So I'm taking praises. Like, people coming with like, oh, she's pretty. It's another pretty black girl. So the black girl kept looking at me. She started studying me, and then she felt that she was like, that's a transgender. So then she started telling people, told the head wigs, and they came and fired me. I'm like, yo, like this was becoming repetitive.
So what did you do?
Like repetitive. I'm like, what the fuck? I kept getting myself up, finding jobs, because I'm passable. So I was able to get.
Do you have a job now?
I was able to get that off, but yes, now I do. Yes, I work. Sorry.
Do they know that you're trans?
Right now I work in. No, well, yes, they do. My cousin owned a vape shop, a smoke shop. So that's, you know what I'm saying? But before that, before all this, getting fired left and right, losing everything, I had to. I had to turn to sex work. And let me tell you something. It's not about the sex. It's not about drugs. I never did none of that. I never wanted nobody to touch me. I wasn't that kind of girl. My mindset was like, yo, I like collecting my taxes at the end of the year. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was that bitch. Like, I'm telling
But
you.
eventually, you did.
I had to wear that bitch coat.
You did what you had to do, and then you got out of it, though.
I can care less what anybody think of me. You can say whatever you want, but let me tell you something. When I was doing it, I did it just so I could survive. That was my mechanism. I had to fucking survive because society kept pushing me. Like, they took everything from me. So how can I sit here and be the best at it? And you say, yo, you can't tell a girl like, yo, you gonna do this and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, you can. The reason why, because in all of that, yes, you faced adversity just like any other person in this world. Just you're trans, so that was your story. Everybody goes through different discriminations, but guess what? But so you didn't go through anything necessarily different that any other human being that gets, that goes through something that gets judged or, something like that. It wasn't totally different, but you lost your job.
No, I
people lose their jobs all the time. People get
I cried a little bit, but I got myself back up.
Right.
And I did what I had to do.
People get discriminated against all the time. So yes, you experienced a little discrimination. You failed a little bit. You did what you had to do. But guess what? Your story is definitely a real story because at the end of the day, today, you have a job and people there know that you're trans. So at the end of the day, it all goes back to my point. You have to believe in yourself and you have to want more for yourself and you have to not feel sorry for yourself. You could have very much so felt sorry for yourself after facing adversity. You could have very much so felt sorry for yourself and stayed in the sex work. Then you could have called maybe Nicole, and Nicole could have told you, yeah, girl, it's hard, huh? It's really, 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 really hard out here. They don't know. Even the butch queens, they don't understand. Nobody understands. You've been put out since you were 15. And girl, you've been doing this, you've been doing that. Life is just so hard for you. You have to go and do the sex work. You can go sit in that energy, or you can say, you know what? I'm going to suck this dick, but bitch, this is the last dick I'm sucking and I'm done. And guess what? I'm going to go get my ass a job like you did.
Understand that walk. You see what I'm saying? I can understand my sister's walk. I see their struggle. I get it. I'm not going to sit here and tell them, you can't do this when I know I did it. I'm going to be a hypocrite. That's fucked up. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, do your thing. Get on hormones. Make sure you get this shit right. Get your look together. Start looking passable if you can, and try to do what you got to do. Like that's just me. Like that's coming from me. That's my opinion. But that's what I did. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is. But I didn't have my cousin. You know, before that, I was out here busting my ass, going to different jobs, getting fired when they found out. And again, I'm passable. If you see me, you would never know. You would never know. But it's not about that because let me tell you something. There's always somebody that I shouldn't say never know, but there's always someone that.
Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? Although I'm here with you, but I got to let you know this, and I got to say this for the people that are watching. Black men, even women. That's why women have regular women, black, white, whatever. That's why they go through so many things that they do in the workplace because everybody, if you're not a white man, everybody gets discriminated against in the workplace. That's how Me Too came along. Men were taking advantage of women so they can get higher positions. Women were not paid the same as men. So transgender people are not the only people that face adversity and discrimination in the workplace. You got to get over it and overcome it. That's what it is. Like, you can't sit in that shit. It sucks. But black men can't get jobs sometimes because they're judged. Women don't get higher positions because they're women. So, I mean, what? So should just because my brother couldn't get a job over this white dude, should he go sell drugs? He shouldn't, but
Nah, that's not. It's a difference though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like every situation for each people. I'm not gonna say person, but each people are different. We're transgender. We're in our own lane, so It's, and even with some even with us as a collective all, we have different struggles and different situations. Like I said, some are passable and some are not. You know, the girls that are passable, we can get through a lot of things, a lot of situations. But we even still go through a lot of diversity. So it's just hard. It's just
But
hard.
I
It's
want
just
to
hard.
shout you out for
But
doing your
I
thing
mean,
though and sticking with it, because you could have been one of those people
yeah.
that felt sorry for yourself. And I also like that you just kept it real. You like, girl, like, I do have an advantage because I do look passable, but it is hard. But still, at the end of the day, even with you looking passable, it still wasn't easy for you, and you still overcame it.
No, it wasn't.
So
It
I want to
wasn't.
big up to you
I
for
still
that,
go
and
through
shout out to having
now.
your
Like, you know what I mean? When
degree.
people find out, it's like, oh, really? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Even with my relationship, I'm dating someone it's in the gang, and that's something I'm not proud of, but I didn't know until he told me. I'm like, all right, but now I'm in love with you. So I'm not going to stop being with you because you're in a gang. Like, no, fuck it. It is what it is. But, we broke down barriers. People have looked at us and like, yo, like, especially like other guys that's in his lifestyle. They like, damn, nigga, like, I see that. Like, that's what's up. You making me want to, live in my truth. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But
All
it
right,
is what it
thank you,
is. It
Carla.
is
We
what
gotta
it is.
go. Shout out to you, and shout out to your degree, and shout out to all the success, and we wish you the best. Okay, bye.
Thank you, baby.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
another successful trans woman. I'm shout out to the trans woman coming with the stories and not feeling sorry for themselves. Like I said, that girl could have very much so been lazy. But see, in her story, she has some ups, she has some downs. But at the end of the day, she's employed today. She's still employed, people. And she realized that she didn't want to do that because it's not real life. But you have to not be lazy, and you have to want a change in your own life. Even Nicole said that. I think Nicole's frustration is that she wants to change, but Nicole knows that a lot of these girls don't want to do anything to better themselves. And Nicole's like, shit, I got a whole family, I got kids, I'm married. Bitch, I can't be you. You gotta want something for yourself. And I think that's another piece of the puzzle that we need to discuss. Listen, you can have all the resources in the world, but the only person that's going to be able to utilize them and put them to action for your life and your career and you is you. Not me, not Dallas, not Kirk, not Nicole, not anybody. You have to want the change. We can talk till we blue in the face. You can have all the resources. Motherfucking give you $1 million. It's up to you what to do, what you're gonna do with that $1 million. You're gonna fuck the $1 million off, or you're gonna invest the $1 million. You're gonna get some CDs, get a trust, what are you gonna do with it? It's up to you, people. So listen, not one person can just change another person's life. People have to want to change. But I want to shout out to everybody. This was a good conversation. It went better than I thought it was going to go. This was a longer live, but I just wanted this to get off my chest. I'm glad that I got it off my chest. Shout out to everybody that's on here on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm getting tagged and stuff, so I'm sure people are going to be talking. Listen, if you guys want to follow me, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the page, tag me on Instagram. I'm at the Armand Wiggins Show on Instagram. If you would like to email me any tips, any news, any gossip, any tea you want me to talk about, it's email me at the Armand Wiggins Show at gmail.com. Shout out to you guys here on Facebook. Shout out to you guys on YouTube. If you guys would like to become a member of the channel on YouTube, moderators, please put that link in the comments below. Listen, like I said, shout out to everybody. Rest in peace, Muhlaysia. I love all my trans sisters and brothers. I just want you guys to know that, yes, you may face adversity. You may face discrimination, but you can overcome it. You're not done till you're dead. And listen, it's 2019. Google, smartphone, and figure out how you can make this world make money for you. There's ways out there. There's ways out there. You don't have to result into, sex work if you don't want to. All right, y'all. Until next time, I love you. Keep that same energy, and I will see you soon.